Hello everyone, Luke Taylor here, and today I'm going to show you how to make the greatest pedal board ever. So I know that's a pretty big claim to make, but it is true if you're a guy like me. So this here is a Swiss Army knife, and this used to be my pedal board, and I could do a lot with my pedal board, but what I do now live is really kind of a power trio thing. I sing and play at the same time, so what I got into was doing too much of this, and it can be really difficult. So the idea is to simplify, less is more. This is the perfect pedal board if you are a Class A tube amp, simple kind of singer-songwriter, and you're just about delivering the thing and adding a little bit more. So what I did was I boiled it down to the very essential and the very basic, and of course you can add to it, but you don't want to take away from it. That's kind of the point. This is, to me, the ultimate and essential, and that's why I'm doing it. I'm very excited to do this. Set that knife down there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a little bit of an explanation and explain, then I'm going to show the video about actually making it. Hope you love it. So first up, we're going to talk about the platform. It's going to be the Pedaltrain Nano. Perfect size for me. I only need 3 pedals. It's going to be powered by Pedaltrain Volto. That goes perfectly underneath, just like it was made for, right? Look at that! So this is going to be connected with the Lava Cable Ultramatic Lava Piston pedal board set, and I'm very excited to build those, but again, it keeps everything nice and discreet and super high quality. What more could you want? So now I'm going to talk about the pedals that I've selected for this ultimate board. I only need 3 pedals. That's going to be an overdrive, a delay, and a reverb. Now the important thing about selecting 3 pedals that you need is they really have to have multiple kind of functions and features within them. So that's very important when selecting these pedals. Don't just pick a one-trick pony. Make sure that you have something that you can tweak a little bit if you want to get a little bit more out of. So I want a low gain overdrive right in front. I went with the Backwoods music, Hound Dog Howler. How cool is that? Beautiful copper sparkle finish. You can see that, handmade in Ocala, Florida. So I use this for a little more. And there's not a volume boost. It does have a lot of volume on tap, but I don't use it for a volume boost. It's just for a little bit more gain, a little bit more smoothness when I want to do a bigger chorus or a solo. And again, the crate has a very voxy sound, and this kind of gives it a little bit more, a little compression, a little saturation. But again, a low gain overdrive, not too much here. This is not a distortion, and this is not a clean boost either. So that's important to know in this whole equation when all of the pedals are going straight into the front of the amp. So number 2 in the signal chain is going to be the delay. I chose the Empress tape delay. I've always wanted one of these because it's loaded with features and it was made with the highest quality parts and components. So the delay in my ears that I always hear, the delay on records that I want to hear, is this sound. All that warmth and all that kind of ooey goodness, it can get stacked up and just kind of go off and just kind of make music. That's really what this whole idea is about. And you can make it lighter, you can make it pretty heavy, it can get all warbly and saturated and nice. And also, if I want to be like really creative, have a little moment to do that, I can reach down and switch one of these switches on or off to change the modulation or something. But the most important part, again, is the tap tempo, because if you're going song after song after song, you just want to be able to control that delay time so that you're in sync with the rhythm of the song. It's perfect. Now number 3 in the signal chain, the very last pedal, is the reverb pedal. My amp does not have reverb, which is okay. I actually prefer it that way. I prefer a reverb pedal because having a reverb pedal makes me be able to be ambient and atmospheric, and at the end of a song maybe twist the knobs a little bit and really start to trip out. So for that, I chose the Hungry Robot Starlight. Now the cool thing about this, it's modulated reverb. So again, I have modulation in the delay and also in the reverb. But the modulation can be controlled with a tap tempo. Wow! So both time-based effects have a tap tempo. How brilliant is that? So this also has really, really big knobs, and they're color-coded. So you know when you want to go and twist that one, you can do that. It's also, come on, it's handmade, North Carolina. I just think that they do a really cool job. So those are the 3 pedals. Now let's get to building the board. Check it out. Okay everyone, so now it's time to test the pedal board. As you can see, I have it here. It's all wired up, it's ready to go. And I must say I've been gigging with it for a few weeks, playing through it a lot. I absolutely love it. It's everything that I wanted, and less is more. So again, this is the overdrive. It's a Backwoods Music Hound Dog Howler. It's going into the Empress tape delay, and then into the Hungry Robot Starlight. So that way, and then into the amp. And yes, this is an original. PV Rage, I believe it's from 1982 or 83. This is the first amp I ever had. I wanted to use this one because it's solid state, it's perfectly clean. But this whole setup I really designed for a small Class A tube amp, you know, combo. So this is essentially kind of do the same thing because I run it super clean. And I'm going to do it with a LP style guitar and a Strat style guitar, so you really get the best of both worlds. So here we go. Okay, so here I'm in the Instant Tiger. This is an LP style guitar. This has the Dean time capsule in the bridge, and it has the Dean lights out in the neck. So that's in the bridge. Volume is barely on. Again, this is a really nice Made in the USA amp. I do have the bass boosted. I always feel that the bass boosted on this is better. The mids and the highs are just rolled off a little bit. So if you think 6 o'clock on the bass, 4 o'clock on the mids and the treble. Let's turn the reverb on. Yeah. Let's go in the middle. About you, but that is the sound that I love. It's perfectly clean and pristine. Let's go in the neck. Reverb is not very intense, but you can hear that it has the spring part, but it has that little bit of a fluttery echo, which is very cool. It's more than just a spring, so it's like two reverbs in one almost. Which is very cool. So just doing like a couple notes. So if you play hard, it's still going to be clean. Get a little bit of overdrive there, but if you play really hard. So anyway, let's do the delay. Again, these are both soft switch. That's a nice delay. So let me turn the reverb off. Okay, so that's pretty long, but the thing is it's going to actually be quite subtle when you start playing. Can you hear that tape flutter? Oh, it's so good. So if you want to be really, you know, really rhythmic. So it's not exactly the right delay for that, but put the reverb on, it's still atmospheric and it's big sounding. So that's really great, and you can do a lot with this, but that's what I chose to do with it. And let's turn the delay off, and let's go for the overdrive. Neck position. Now that sounds good. technically like real overdrive. Let's turn the reverb off. Of course, it will sound ridiculously good with the reverb. I think that sounds very amp-like. Now let's just prove a point. Turn this reverb, or sorry, the overdrive off. Let's go over to our overdrive channel and let's kind of find a sound just like that. That's a little fuzzy. Yeah. Okay, let's go back. See there, it's kind of that bassman tone almost. It's a very Fendery sound, I think, a very clean American sound. It just doesn't have that mid-range that a Marshall sound would have, or like a European. I guarantee if you put that on a record, it just would sound really fat and full. Let's put it on the bridge so it's a little more snarly. Totally my sound. It's a big fat rhythm sound, and of course you can solo with it. It's just how you play with your fingers. So that's that, and now I'm going to switch really quickly. Let's turn the amp off just because that's safe to do that way. And I'm going to switch to the Yamaha here, the Blue Pearl, the S-style guitar. This is a Yamaha that I put together, and it has lace sensor emerald set. So if you want your bluesy, stratty tones, get ready for this. We'll do the second position. It's just perfect. Get that note. There we go. So I have the best of both worlds just with these two guitars doing that. It's kind of the standard thing. Of course, if you wanted a telly, I have one of those, made one of those. It's kind of that same idea too. Let's put the delay on. You can do. It's really, big and atmospheric, and you can just go seamlessly from rhythm to lead. And again, if you're playing, you want this delay on, but you're playing something more strummy. In between styles, I do that all the time. Let's go just the neck here. Ooh, that sounds good. Let's go in the middle. Sensitive, really dynamic. Of course, if you want just a delay too, you can turn the reverb off. I mean, you have a lot of options out there. Being really more rhythmic. It's not as strong as that sound, but Here we go. Let's put the overdrive on and take that off. That's that classic country rock sound, you know. Let's put it back in the 2 and 4 here. It's that kind of thing. What's not to love? So let's go in the bridge. Well, that reminds me. Hold on. Something like that. So it does all that too. That was without the reverb. Oh my gosh, it would have sounded better. Hold on. Let's do it again. See, that's the difference. To me that sounds like just pro. And this is not super expensive. It's just knowing the right way to do the thing that you want to do. And between the LP style, the S style, I gotta tell you, of course, I can really cover all the bases, but there's not too much gain, there's not all the fuzz, there's not like all the digital stuff. I'm really trying to keep it honest and clean. And it just sounds really beautiful, really inspirational. Let's go back to pristine, dry. Even that sounds great. So, makes me happy. This is what I want. Less is more. And we're not plugged into the wall. Let me turn it off here. Just reach back. Power's off. If I want to take it out and charge it, it's so easy. You can charge it with a computer or something that you charge a cell phone with. Super easy. Pedaltrain, Lava Ultramafic cable. We got Hound Dog Howler from Backwoods Music. Empress tape delay. Hungry Robot, Starlight. That's the pedalboard. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day. See you later.